There are no shortage of people in this world that need our help, and there's no shortage of people in this world that want to give their help. We want to thank everyone that's helped out with Christmas in November. For those of you that don't know what that was, it was a nvenn style team Care Beyond Hair initiative where we had a winter clothing drive for people in our community. Statistics show that there are 4,000 people that are living homeless just in the city streets of Edmonton alone. For those of you that aren't familiar with our climate, it's one thing to be homeless here in the summertime. It is a whole other thing to be homeless here in the wintertime. There's been 2 years that I've lived here where we were announced as the second coldest city on earth. The only city that beat us both of those times was Siberia. It got to minus 61 degrees Celsius with the wind chill. That is freezing. I remember going out one night for a Christmas party and I was wearing a nice cocktail dress, a nice winter coat. I had only the bottom half of my legs exposed, and after being outside for about a minute, it instantly felt like I was going to get frostbite. There were sharp pains all over my skin. It got really tight and it was really, really uncomfortable. I could not imagine sleeping outside on the streets in that kind of weather. You wouldn't survive. There's no way.
My name is Sarah Dowling and I have been working at Boyle Street for about 8 months now. When you are using equipment, whether it's pants, boots, winter jackets, gloves, mitts, it's not like when you go outside for the day, like when we go outside for work and then we're inside. These are people who are using these every day, all day. So you're wearing your gloves all day, every day, and you're on your feet and your hats. So things wear out quick. So that's a big problem. That's why so much is needed, because it just wears out. It's really unfortunate, but there's a lot of theft in the street community. So if someone has a nice jacket, a nice blanket, or anything like that, the things get stolen very easily. So someone is in need multiple times, as well as if it could be someone who maybe received a donation last year, but throughout the summer months, when you're carrying all your possessions with you at one time, you can't afford to keep winter clothing on you throughout the summer months because you have other things you need to prioritize to have in your backpack, to have on your body. So a lot of those things will get rid of, and then it comes to winter again, and now you're without it, but it's really dangerous without it. So it's kind of a vicious cycle, but there's no way around it. It's too cold outside for people not to have these items.
So with our beautiful community, we were able to collect over 2 SUV fulls of winter clothing. It was actually really amazing because it wasn't just people donating things that they were no longer using. A lot of people actually went out there and bought new things. The center that we partnered with is Boyle Street Community Center. They have over 12,000 people pass through there a year. They feed between 300 to 400 mouths a day, and from all walks of life. There are babies, small kids. There are people that have been living homeless for a long time. There are even white-collared professionals, believe it or not. Sometimes people just get knocked down in life and need a little bit of a helping hand. So we wanted to celebrate the community and celebrate the holiday season. So on the last day of our clothing drive, we threw a nice big party so that we can also have fun. So 2 days after our big party, the nvenn style team went out to Boyle Street Community Center and had a cut-a-thon. We gave out almost 40 haircuts in 2 hours time. It felt so good for us, but it also felt so good for them. We often forget how great we'll feel after having a fresh cut.
Keeping up your appearance or your personal hygiene, one, is very difficult because to find spaces where you can do that, if you can't go into a restaurant and use the washroom because you can't purchase anything, or public washrooms on the street, if a lot of people will get kicked out for trying to wash themselves so they can keep as much hygiene as they can, they get in trouble for that. So if they don't have open spaces they can do that, that's not a priority. The priority is, where am I going to eat today? Where am I going to find my meals? I am working on income. So I am going to 4 different appointments today to talk to 4 different income workers. I have to get there. I'm going to get sweaty along the way. Doesn't matter. That's my priority. And so those things every day, including like a haircut, just doesn't happen. And so having the chance to have a haircut and feel like yourself again, never mind feel like a person, but feel like yourself, like this is how I want to present myself to the world, I think is good for your own personal well-being, good for mental health, good for your emotional health, and that, if it can lift someone's mood, goes such a long way. So it's really the little things, and it gets a little bit like stereotypical, like it's little things that matter, but it really is.
We are so passionate and truly believe that we can all make a difference. So if there's anything in your world that you want us to get involved in, just DM us, get in touch with us. We would love to help out in any way that we can. The hashtag is carebeyondhair, and use that so you're also spreading that energy and letting people know and encouraging them to get involved. So we are encouraging you this holiday season to give back in any way, shape, or form that you can do within your capacity, because there's no limits on giving or expectations on what giving should be. Maybe it's giving your time and your own unique gifts and talents. Maybe it's giving financially because you don't have the time to give. Maybe it's giving in both of those ways. Maybe it's just giving gratitude to those around you that are giving to you. So with that, have a happy holidays, happy New Year's, and happy everything else in between. And yes, I love you all. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Bye.